Hello, thanks for tuning in today. My name is Joe. Welcome to my studio. So today what I want to start talking about is light placement and some of the thought process behind doing light placement. And what we're going to do here is take a primary light source and light with only one light, and we're going to move it from direct front lighting, which means it's on axis with the lens, to side lighting, meaning that it is a horizontal angle to the subject, to backlighting, where it is right behind the subject. And what we're going to look at is the way that that light kind of forms and shapes. So the first picture that you're looking at here is front lighting. So this is on axis with the lens. It was literally right behind the camera. And what you're going to see there is it is very flat. It's going to be brightest at the nose and at the chin, and then it's going to taper away. Since I used a modifier for this, it's relatively even light. It's very low specularity lighting, but still it doesn't have any real shape to the face on it. In later videos, we're going to talk about being able to light with just one light and produce a nice white background, and that's going to be a very useful thing to know, that it's not going to be the most interesting texture to the face. So front lighting emphasizes detail. When we move the light to the side and we have side lighting, now we're getting a really dark area on one side of the face, a bright area on the other. So this is the maximum amount of light contrast that you're going to see on the face. And when we light from the side, what we have is an emphasis on texture over detail. If we take the light source and we move it behind the subject, then of course you're going to get very low amounts of detail actually on the subject, but what you're going to see is some highlights around the edge of the subject. So your rear lighting or your back lighting, that has the least amount of detail and very low amounts of contrast, but it emphasizes shape and form. So let's put that into practice with where we position our lights. When we do a light placement for our primary light, the light that's going to actually be the main one lighting the subject, we want to think about the balance between emphasizing detail and emphasizing texture. A little bit of texture and shape on the face is a good thing. So that's why we place primary lights typically at some sort of an angle in between front and side lighting. A lot of people will say 45 degrees. That's not a magic number in any respect. What that does is give an even balance between detail and texture. But if you want a little bit more of one or the other, move your light accordingly. Why is it that backlighting and hair lighting is so important? Because that's the light that actually emphasizes shape and form and separates the subject from the background. That's why I used hair lights in almost all of the portraits that you'll ever see me do, is that separation is really nice. Notice we did not discuss where secondary or fill lights go, because that's not placed based on the way that that light shape and pattern really hits the subject. And we also didn't discuss the way that we light our background, because that is not done with the same theory. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you've learned something about light placement, and we'll see you next time.